Hello friends, welcome to the channel. This is Top Educator. Today I am back with a new part of life processes, that is respiration. So in the previous sessions we covered nutrition and digestive system in humans. This is the third part. If you have not seen my videos, you can visit my channel, that is Top Educator Akash, and you can watch them. And also you can download the mind map, which is handwritten and best for you. That is by visiting my website, that is https topeducatorakash.webnode.com. So let's start today's session. So what is the topic? Today's topic is respiration. So what is the meaning of respiration? We can say that the process of biochemical oxidation of nutrients in the presence of special enzymes at optimum temperature in the mitochondria of cells to release energy is called respiration. This is nothing but the oxidation of the nutrients. That means when we consume any food, that food should be oxidized. That means when we intake oxygen, that oxygen mixes with food and several products are formed, and there is release of energy. This release of energy is in mitochondria, and it is specialized for different cells and different tissues. So what happens during respiration? During respiration, the digested food materials are broken down to release energy in the form of ATP. What is ATP? ATP is nothing but energy currency. We can say that it is an energy currency for our most cellular processes, because it acts as a energy currency, because when mitochondria breaks down food into different molecules, then it is stored in the form of ATP in mitochondria, and this ATP is used by different cells of our body for performing different functions. That means it gives energy to different part of our body's cells. So hence we can say that it acts as an energy currency. What is the full form of ATP? That is adenosine triphosphate. So as we studied about respiration, you might be getting a question that breathing and respiration are both same. So both are different. What is breathing? Breathing is nothing but intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide in humans especially. But what is respiration? Respiration is nothing but intake of oxygen and oxidation of the food in cells, and there is release of energy. This is called ATP. This is energy is released in the form of ATP. So breathing is nothing but a physical voluntary process, but respiration is nothing but a chemical involuntary process. So there are basically two types in respiration, that is aerobic and anaerobic. So let us study about them. What is aerobic respiration? Now when we take oxygen, this is nothing but aerobic respiration. That is intake of oxygen is nothing but aerobic respiration, and anaerobic respiration is nothing but when we don't consume any oxygen, that is nothing but anaerobic respiration. Here the oxidation takes place with the presence of oxygen, and here there is absence of oxygen. So let us study about them. Here you can find this chart here. So when we consume any food, that is glucose, it is a 6 carbon molecule. It is passed into cytoplasm, it is present in cytoplasm. Then after passing through cytoplasm, it forms a pyruvate, that is 3 carbon molecule, and there is energy released. Now there are basically 3 types where requirement of oxygen takes place. So what are these types? This question arises in board exams, so let us study about them. Absence of oxygen. What happens in absence of oxygen? Now after converting the glucose into 3 carbon molecule, it is takes place oxidation in 3 types basically. Now what happens in absence of oxygen? If there is no oxygen present, it basically takes place in yeast. You might have heard about yeast. Now if there is no oxygen present, then in it is food is broken down into ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy. That means the food breaks down without the presence of, that is, oxygen, and it breaks down into ethanol. What is ethanol? It is a 2 carbon molecule. What is the chemical reaction for it? It is C2H5OH, that is C2H5 and OH. So, and it also releases carbon dioxide and there is energy released. It takes place in fermentation process. Now if there is lack of oxygen, then what happens? Then it basically takes place in our muscle cells. Suppose if you are working out in gym, then there is lack of supply of oxygen. Then what happens is that then the food is converted into lactic acid. It is a 3 carbon molecule and there is some amount of energy released. This is a lack of oxygen. This happens in lack of oxygen. Now what happens in presence of oxygen? It takes place in mitochondria. Now the food is broken down into carbon dioxide, water and energy. CO2, water and enormous amount of energy is released. And we have studied that energy is stored in the form of ATP. It is about 38 molecules of ATP. It is stored in the form of ATP, so it can be utilized by different parts of cells. So as we know that all the cases that breakdown of glucose first takes place, and that is 6 carbon molecule, and it finally forms a pyruvate. Pyruvate is nothing but a 3 carbon molecule, and this process takes place in cytoplasm. So after forming the pyruvate, that is in absence of oxygen, we have studied that it forms ethanol and carbon dioxide and some amount of energy is released. Now it takes place in yeast and the process is called fermentation. Now if there is absence of oxygen, we have studied about it. If there is lack of oxygen, that is lactic acid and energy is released. Now we know that if there is oxygen, there is enormous amount of energy is released, but it is more amount than compared to anaerobic respiration. So sometimes if there is lack of oxygen in our muscle cells, as we have studied, then it builds up lactic acid in our muscles and it forms some amount of energy. So you might get a question that why there is muscle cramps in our muscles if we work out in gyms and all. So hence we can write the answer that there is a process taking place in which lack of oxygen, that is pyruvate, is broken down in lack of oxygen, then it breaks down into lactic acid and energy. So we can say that there is muscle cramps. So we have studied that the respiration process in animals. How does respiration takes place in plants? The, in plants, what happens is that the respiration takes place through stomata. As we have already studied about stomata, here it there is gaseous exchange takes place through stomata. That means whatever the oxygen requirement takes place is by stomata, and release of carbon dioxide is also by stomata. Now what happens in daytime? In daytime, what happens is that the stomata of leaves will absorb carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere, and it will form photosynthesis process, and there will be food formed. Now if in night time, what happens in night time? In night time there is oxygen released. That means oxygen is in night time, carbon dioxide is released. That means there is a opposite process here. There is absorb of oxygen and there is release of carbon dioxide. This is nothing but respiration process in plants. In terrestrial organisms, they use atmospheric oxygen for respiration. This is very easy for them to respire. But what happens in aquatic organisms? In aquatic organisms, as they are in water, they will not get sufficient oxygen because their respiratory organs are not in direct contact with atmospheric oxygen. So they will utilize the dissolved oxygen in water. This question is also a purpose for board exam. So next topic, that is human respiratory system. How does respiration takes place in humans? First we shall study the parts of human respiratory system. This is a nasal passage, nothing but we can find here the nostrils. This is nose. As air enters, this is nasal passage, nasal cavity. The air and it is nothing but mouth cavity, that is buccal cavity. As air enters through it, now it passes through pharynx, larynx and trachea. As we have studied about trachea, there is cartilaginous supports to trachea. This will help them from preventing collapsing. So as passes through trachea, it passes through bronchi. This part is nothing but bronchi. Here bronchi is divided into further parts that are bronchioles. These bronchioles are subdivided into many alveoli. What are alveoli? You can see that these are somewhat balloon shaped structures. These are helping in respiration. Now what are these parts? These are some pairs. These are called rib cages. This will help in protection of lungs. This part is called diaphragm. So let's start the respiratory system in humans with the mind map. So as air enters through nostrils, there are some fine hair present in the nostrils. What is the function of this fine hair? This fine hair filters the dust, germs and whatever the particles are present in harmful particles present in the air, that filters through this fine hair. These are also called cilia. Now after passing through nostrils, it passes through throat, that is throat region. Here in passage of air through throat region, there is some amount of lining with mucus. Now, after passing through throat, here in throat there are some cartilages, rings of cartilages, as we have studied in the previous part that these rings of cartilages does not allow it from collapsing. Now after passing through throat it enters through lungs. These are the respiratory organs of humans. Now as we studied that these are protected by rib cages. So the lungs is terminated into bronchi and bronchioles, and these are finally divided into alveoli. The alveoli walls contain extensive network of blood vessels. That means these are provided with blood vessels. And what are these shapes? The shape is balloon-like structure, and these have more surface area. That means the surface area for our alveoli is much. And what is the function of this alveoli? And it is also thin walled, which is helpful for easy diffusion of gases. So let us study the process of respiration. As air enters through alveoli, then you might feel that when we breathe we lift our chest. What happens in that process? What happens is that we lift our ribs, that means rib cages, and in lifting our rib cages we will flatten our diaphragm. We have studied the part that is diaphragm here. This gets flattened, and due to that the chest cavity becomes larger. That means air enters through the lungs. Now because of this air sucked into the lungs, the alveoli gets filled. That means air enters in alveoli. Now there should be a diffusion of gases in alveoli. As it is thin walled, it helps in easy diffusion of gases. Now the blood brings carbon dioxide from rest of the body. That means the deoxygenated blood passes through these blood vessels and it passes through alveoli. As we have already studied that alveoli are provided by extensive network of blood vessels. These bring deoxygenated blood. That means carbon dioxide is absorbed by alveoli and it gives oxygen. That means whatever the oxygen is supplied, that is enters through blood vessels and it is taken up by blood in the alveolar blood vessels. How transport of gases takes place? That means we studied that there is diffusion of gases in alveoli, but how it reaches every cells? It reaches by oxygen reaches by the respiratory pigment, that is hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? It acts as a respiratory pigment that is present in RBC, red blood corpuscles. Here what happens is that the oxygen gets carried by respiratory pigment, that is hemoglobin, present in RBC. That means oxygen gets in hemoglobin and it passes through every part of cells. How carbon dioxide is reached to alveoli? As we know that carbon dioxide is more soluble in water, so it mixes with water. That means the plasma content in blood is about more content with water. So the carbon dioxide mixes with plasma and it is transported in the dissolved form. That means it dissolves in plasma and it reaches the alveoli. So there is a fact that when alveoli is structured, then we will get about 80 meter squares. So it is about a garden. You can't assume that. Now if there was a diffusion process in our body, that means as we have studied that amoeba, how respiration takes place in amoeba, it takes place through diffusion process. If there was diffusion process in the humans, if there were no lungs and all, and there were no nostrils and there were no nose, if there was diffusion process, then it would take 3 days to pass the oxygen from nose to foot. So this is the fact. So finally friends, we have you can observe here respiration process. As air enters in, you can observe here, these are the alveoli, these parts are alveoli. Air enters in and bronchi and alveolar sac. So friends, we have completed the session finally with the exclusive mind map. You can download the mind map in the link given below, and don't forget to download the mind map, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. You can get the next session in a few period, so don't forget to press the bell icon to get new notifications of new videos.